to the Plug Network, and we'll post it on the website as well. And last but not least, I do want to add to what Councilor Dunn said, and for the citizens to know, I did a long post today, but I do want you to know, and I want to express this publicly and on the record. Those letters, I know about them, I did not condone them, I did not have any parts of it. Now, the other thing that I think the commission is a separate Pleasant Grove. There are certain things that the planning commission is able to, that's the way the Code of Alabama has written it. It has nothing to do, I just want to make sure that as citizens, you're well aware that these actions are not being addressed or taken into consideration by the council at this point. We may not have, those are two separate entities right now. Although it's unincorporated, it's the planning commission, not the city council. And that's another reason the letters that were released on the city letterhead are so frustrating, because that was not the city council. So I just want to.
Address. Yes, ma'am.
Sheila Pleasant, name, address 1408 9th Street. What else you need?
That's it.
That's it?
Yes.
Okay. Areas, so that we can catch these people that are throwing trash out. And also, I'd like to address Mr. Lassiter. When he was speaking, it sounded like you were rebuking him too. And I'd like to know if there can be an amendment to the city's ordinance about keeping lawns mowed. If there can be something done about that, people keeping their yards. Even these rented houses where the grass is high. Can we not attach a fine to that home, and when they sell that home, then they have to pay the city for what the city did? And that's all I have to say.
Thank you very much. And a real beneficial to us. Thank you, Mother. Saying that.
Fellow Pleasant Grove citizens, Arletha Calhoun, 417 13th Street, PG 35127, is curious. Of course, everybody doesn't have to answer. Paving.
Well, I mean, so all of the projects that we were going to perform this year have been completed. Well, we talked about that 2 council meetings ago.
And I wasn't present.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
So maybe it provides you with a list, or the mayor, a list of streets that were on the list for this year. But I will remind you that the new budget year for the city. No, October 1.
October 1. Fine. And so you're telling me that for 2023, it's done. It's done. Yes, stick a fork in it. It's done.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Have you provided an address, Ms. Calhoun?
Oh, I'm beginning to sound like a tape recorder. I don't want to call any names because I don't want to bear any blame, but how long, Lord? Yes, I have.
Okay. Well,
But okay, your constituents, is that?
I'm answering for me, so
But, okay, but then perhaps there are others.
Yeah, she did. We
How can we put 13th Street back on there for 2023, 24? I don't want patchwork, I don't want that, and in conjunction with the mayor.
I will get with you later on that, but what we did, we looked at the way we determined what street, but there was other streets that you'll be amazed that was caving in, that came before that. So,
And I'm sure it's an executive decision, but I wasn't aware that this was on there. As a tax-paying citizen, I would like to see the list because I keep coming back and like I said, I'm beginning to sound like a tape recorder. That concludes my concern.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Lisa Beach, 804 Pleasant Grove Road. I had a meeting today, well, many of you know what I said about the pool situation on First Terrace. It's embarrassing, and that's my neighbor. I've dealt with it about 3.5 years. I reported it to a previous building inspector. I had a meeting today with Stevens on this. My frustrations with the way, how slow things move has pulled over. It stinks. People have dumped rubbish, not just rubbish, but like environmental hazards over into this pool. I do not understand property. There's 4 names listed as the owners of the property. One person lives in Montgomery. One person has ties to a funeral home around here in West End that many people may know that I won't mention names. We're years worth. It seems to be a game of kick the can when you have something major, and I call it major because it's my neighborhood. We are working class people over there. Our homes are small. Our taxes may not be much. But I don't understand why the pool can't at least be drained. It's been full and mosquitoed, and there's rats the size of cats. I think the only thing that is holding this building up could be the cousin. So, since I'm here to ask the city to please give the people that you give responsibility to handle these kind of things, give them funds to work with. They do not have funds to work with. Mr. Lassiter's crew has what? Maybe 3 people?
Yes, ma'am.
We have a problem. And I'm sure y'all may have noticed it at the cleanup situation when people could not show up. We understand as citizens that we are working, we have to work. But I lost one of those because I spoke out about this pool. 2 Fox 6 on the side. So I'm just here to let you know, I love Pleasant Grove as much as the next person. But I'm sure that there is money in the budget that will allow them to, in the last 3 years, at least keep the pool drained. That's all I've got to say.
Thank you, Melissa.
I'm Dr. C.B. active a lot in the group. The first thing that I want to bring to the attention of the board is, okay, I'm at 301 9th Avenue, 35127. I'm about maybe 1/4 of a mile away from what a new Habitat subdivision. What I have noticed, and this is not directed to the board, this is directed to the community. I understand our feelings about the Habitat subdivision, but what I've expressed privately to other people in the room is that we have to hold Pleasant Grove to the standard that we trying to hold any other development to before they get here. In some intersections, you can't even see the stop sign. Some people have old trashy cars in their yard. Don't cut their grass, don't see about their grass, don't pressure wash their house, and all that kind of stuff. So before we use all our energy to try to stop anyone else from coming into our neighborhood, bringing our property value down, we should focus on keeping the property value up for ourselves before we try to push somebody else out. That's my concern. Some things we're gonna be able to change and some we are not. But we have to control what we can control and make sure that we being the upright people that's holding. I don't know if people understand that there is always a chain of command. When you communicate with the city council and the representatives that are appointed from your neighborhood, make sure you do so in writing. Make sure you do so by email. Make sure you record conversations. He said you actually have proof of what you requested and to request a time frame, in a day to revisit the issue before we start chattering amongst ourselves and I call it lip service. Because we can talk to each other about stuff, but we're really not getting together to do anything about it. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, as much negativity as we spew out, be that supportive of your neighborhood as well. I'm originally from Graysville, and I consider this very close to my hometown. So I just challenge everybody in here to do your part, and when I say your part, your house, your yard. What they say, because if everybody in here is making sure that their yard is clean, their street is clean, they can bring some of the value to us, not monetary value, but some of the value back in the neighborhood by continuing to have pride in it and treat it. You understand what I'm saying? So, communicate with your leaders in writing, in email, record your conversation so that we can begin to hold them accountable. Because if we have no proof and we go back and they're just giving us the runaround, we have no proof. So, document everything, request, give a time period to yourself in your mind to go back and check up on things so that we can start getting some stuff down. Thank y'all.
Urban Larry, 1184 17th Street. Who I can report to for bent rims on these potholes? Can I turn that check over to the I don't know that. I think that's 9th running to 10th, where they repaired those gutters with the concrete is. You got a patch there. Birmingham water. Them two different. They've been red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look on the hill.
Along with the city clerk.
Oh, man, bring a receipt to the city.
To the city clerk.
Okay.
You have to make a written complaint with the damage.
Okay.
And include the receipt with it. Your name, address, the location where it's happening, all that, we're trying to do that.
Copy to the city clerk for the city of Pleasant Grove to be on notice, and then Attorney Terry can add that to whatever he's speaking to them about. Okay, well, send it to Pleasant, we file the claims.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Councilman, so even if I don't do that, is they planning on repair?
If it's a Birmingham Waterworks issue, I think the mayor has been reporting.
It patch, I mean, when they gonna do a patch, it needs to be a 10 by 10 for asphalt for one side.
So it was a Waterworks
I believe it was a water, a couple of months ago.
issue with when, I think we had the water main break, so I think that we may be able to work with them to get you reimbursed. Or the mayor, let me clarify that.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, my name is Audrey, 1390 Rock Creek Lane, Pleasant Grove. I would like to know, Pleasant Grove, Alabama, this guy. I would like to know about, city audits. When was the last time, or have they ever been updated?
Yes, ma'am, we have an annual audit.
You have it. There a listing that, if we didn't want, well, I know it'll be, a large amount to copy, to give to, that we need to know, because I've never seen it. And I would like to
Ms.
see
Gardner,
what's
I
in
scan
it.
it in and I'd be happy to email it to any, yes,
I would
ma'am.
like,
That's public information,
It's
so you're
public
welcome to,
information.
yes, ma'am.
okay. Also, I would like people that's moving in, even the realtors, that's moving into the communities of the subdivision, be provided with some type of ordinance. If it's just, just an agenda of what expectations, like the budgeting to go out. We especially need to give those to realtors that are selling these homes to the buyers, because the buyers don't know anything.
I think probably the most cost on the website, and then provide that to the neighborhoods, and then the neighborhoods can circulate that information. That would be the only way package, and that the citizens are welcome to come to the city and purchase it, but I think that would be the most cost efficient way to do that, because there's so many realtors that come into the city of Pleasant Grove and sell homes, so Then I wouldn't know how we could manage that, and I don't want us to create a postage bill mailing this out every quarter or whatever it is.
I can understand that. Also, you know, I was, up by his today and I seen 3 weeks ago. And, what my thing is, I think we need more workers. We need more workers. We also need more inspectors. I noticed that, the last, inspector, he was called something else.
Van Smith,
Yes, he was called.
but now we
something-
have John Williamson.
I know Mr. Williams.
Yes,
He
ma'am.
helped me out a whole lot.
Yes,
You know, they lied to him, but I informed him that that wasn't that. Okay, we got we got an enforcement officer.
Yes, ma'am.
And we have an inspector.
The building inspector enforces our zoning and planning that's in place now for the upkeep of the city.
Of people of the city.
Yes.
So the enforcement officer, that's who we addressed our letter to.
Okay.
Okay, I got you. Thank you.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
ma'am.
And to piggyback on that, on the home page of the website, there's a picture and a link to the enforcement officer and to the building inspector.
And to add to that, in the last meeting, I highlighted that I met with the code enforcement officer in person, so I can give clear address, because there is certain, I don't know if anybody talked to him. Officer met, but he's been definitely doing his job, he's been showing us the numbers for it. However, he gave me the appropriate protocol, that's guided, and she actually passes it to him. So that's the proper process. If you so happen to come up here and catch him in his office, which he may or may not be there, because he's normal, I've seen him around all the time, following up on a lot of different issues. But that's the proper protocol, because the chances of MJ being in office is great compared to Officer Matt, because he'll be out riding around. You can't miss him, it's the only.
Looking into that, we are looking into it.
I just wanted you to know that we noticed
Right.
that, you know, y'all are shorthanded there.
We're looking into it.
And I will say this, to the citizens, with we were just provided the comprehensive from 1996 to 2015. And we just brought this up in pre-council, that we used to have 10 public works people working in the city of Pleasant Grove. And now we're down to, I think you said 3 million and 2 part-time. We talked about the rate of pay, that it's embarrassing. And these people have families and themselves to support. So we're looking into all of that. I do want you to know that that's something that came to our attention, I think, just a couple of months ago. So we are paying attention to that. So we just want you to know that. Mayor, Ms. Jones has another question. Ms. Jones.
Yes, ma'am.
It was like people living in neighborhoods with pools full of toxic water and waste, and going to certain corners and we can't see stop signs, and 2 different parks that's not in the shape where our children can play. I don't wanna sound ugly, but maybe we should take our focus off having stuff like jazz in the park, because even though the grounds are pleasant, we invite all these people to come out and gather and have to ride through these places, we should focus more on the residents being happy where they live, other than showing them a good time.
Well, I've been out here 27 years. I deserve something.